The headline hit like a strike. Bai Lu has made a move nobody expected, and fans are still trying to breathe. What started as routine industry whispers has become a public turning point, and in the center of it all are Shen Yue and Dylan Wang, names already familiar to millions of viewers. Tonight we trace how a career clash turned into a viral moment, what may have driven Bai Lu to act, and why fans everywhere are saying, "We can't believe this happened." It began, as most modern controversies do, with one small public change. A casting announcement was posted quietly on a production page. A role fans had assumed would go to a certain actor was suddenly listed under a different name. Onlookers paused. Industry insiders, who had tracked the project for months, said the shift was abrupt. Late-stage changes to the roster, a revised shooting schedule, and a note about contractual reassignments. Within hours, someone in a fan community noticed a familiar pattern. The name swap appeared where Bai Lu's team had influence. Threads began to form. People began to ask, did Bai Lu just pull a power play? As the story developed, three forces collided. The production team's official statement, murmurs from talent agencies, and a rising tide of fan reactions. The production released a tame bulletin about creative adjustments and scheduling conflicts. Agencies responded with polite denials and promises of clarification. But social media does not wait for carefully worded press releases. Clips, screenshots, and speculation filled feeds across regions, from Seoul to Shanghai, from Los Angeles to London. Hashtags trended. Edits and reaction videos multiplied. What the press described as a casting dispute quickly took on a different shape in the public imagination, a deliberate, strategic move by Bai Lu that affected Shen Yue and Dylan Wang's professional plans. So, why would a respected star like Bai Lu take such a visible action? According to several industry sources who asked to remain anonymous, there were commercial stakes. This project was tied to a major sponsor and a prime broadcast slot, the kind of show that can define a season. Producers reportedly reevaluated character arcs and screen time after a series of internal read-throughs. Those creative shifts, sources say, made certain actors less central to the story. For ambitious talents, those changes can translate into lost endorsement value and fewer high-profile appearances. In short, the role changed in ways that mattered to careers, and careers matter in an industry where timing is everything. Bai Lu's involvement, based on what insiders told us, may have been a combination of contractual leverage and strategic positioning. Her management, known for being aggressive in protecting client opportunities, reportedly pushed for the new arrangement. Whether this was an attempt to secure a better creative fit or to protect her client's long-term marketability, the result was the same, a ripple that hit two established stars. Shen Yue's fanbase was among the first to react publicly, expressing disappointment and demanding clarity. Dylan Wang's supporters, equally protective, accused producers of backroom deals. The conversation became less about creative choices and more about fairness, transparency, and respect for artists' careers. But there is always another side to industry stories. Producers and some agency representatives noted that last-minute creative changes, while frustrating, are a normal part of production. Scripts evolve, characters are refocused, and sometimes the creative vision requires different casting emphases. They argued that reading the move as malicious oversimplifies a complex process. This is not a personal attack, one producer said on condition of anonymity. It's the messy reality of making a show that will reach millions. We have to make choices that serve the final product. Yet in the court of public opinion, nuance is often secondary to narrative. Fans spun theories. Some claimed Bai Lu sought to consolidate star power to ensure higher ratings. Others suggested contractual clauses were quietly invoked. Reaction videos dissected each public appearance, looking for telltale signs, a sidelong glance, a late arrival at a press junket, a terse reply in an interview. The internet became a forensic lab for celebrity body language. Comments ranged from supportive to outraged. She stood up for herself, some wrote. This isn't fair to Shen Yue, others replied. The debate split fandoms and filled comment sections with raw emotion. For Shen Yue and Dylan Wang, the situation was complex and public. Shen Yue issued a brief personal note on her platform, Simple, composed, and restrained. A message thanking fans for their concern and requesting privacy, while she focuses on upcoming commitments. Dylan Wang, meanwhile, chose to tighten his team's external communications, keeping his public posts focused on work highlights and postponing commentary on the casting upheaval. Observers took these as measured responses, the kind that suggest a desire to avoid fueling controversy. But silence, in a climate hungry for headlines, can also be read as tacit admission or strategic restraint. Crucially, this episode raises larger questions about power dynamics in entertainment. Who gets to decide on behalf of a story? When commercial pressure meets creative vision, whose interests come first, the narrative, the audience, or the talent? Producers cite the obligation to produce a compelling show that honors viewers' expectations. Artists cite the right to fair treatment and creative agency. Managers push for deals that maximize their clients' future value. Each perspective is defensible, but when they collide in public, the fallout becomes a spectacle. Legal experts watching the situation say that most casting disputes are resolved contractually and behind closed doors. They noted that contracts often include clauses for scheduling, compensation, and creative changes, and that renegotiation is a standard tool. Rarely do these disputes become broad public dramas unless someone deliberately manipulates the publicity or a high-profile denial is followed by clear evidence to the contrary. Which is why the origin of this viral moment matters. If the production statement is, in fact, accurate, we are witnessing a tense but routine recalibration. If, however, whisper networks are right and strategic intervention reshape the cast, then we are seeing a different story. One about stakes, leverage, and the cost of influence. Amid the debate, fans found ways to show solidarity. Online communities organized hashtag campaigns calling for transparency and respect. Benefit watch parties were arranged to support the actors' existing projects. Comment threads grew reflective. Longtime viewers posted memories of earlier roles and praised the artist's dedication. Some posts, especially from industry veterans and acting coaches, urged the audience to remember that films and dramas are collaborative efforts. Artists rise and fall together, one respected director wrote. Public debates rarely reflect the full truth. This scandal-style moment also had immediate commercial effects. Social sentiment trackers showed a spike in searches related to the production, which some marketers translate as increased publicity value, even if controversy is the source. Brand managers reportedly reached out to talent teams to assess exposure risk, and promotional calendars were being reworked in real time. For streaming platforms and broadcasters, live metrics indicated that viewer curiosity translated into traffic. In the short term, the drama could drive attention to the show. In the long term, the industry will weigh whether the cost to relationships is worth the temporary spike. Through all of this, one reality remained: the human cost. Behind every headline are professionals, actors, crew, writers, whose livelihoods are affected by shifts in production decisions. Shen Yue's team emphasized her commitment to her craft and thanked fans for their patience. Dylan Wang's representatives highlighted his dedication to completing current projects and avoiding distractions. Bai Lu's camp, for its part, released a concise statement emphasizing artistic integrity and the importance of creative fit. Each message was careful, calibrated, and designed to move the story forward without adding fuel to the public inferno. So, where does this leave the fans and the future of the project? For now, production continues with its revised schedule and cast list. Negotiations and private conversations, the kind that don't make headlines, are reportedly ongoing. Industry insiders suggest that a resolution acceptable to all parties is possible if both sides prioritize creative outcomes over public victories. But the public memory of this moment will linger. Social feeds will keep the screenshots and the edits, and talk shows will reference the headlines for weeks. In the end, this episode reminds us how tightly modern entertainment is wound to public perception. A single change, a casting update, a late-night memo, a manager's decision, can ripple outward into fan communities, brand strategies, and career trajectories. For Bai Lu, Shen Yue, and Dylan Wang, what matters most now is the work they deliver next, the roles they choose, the performances they give, and the grace with which they navigate the fallout. The industry often forgives scandal when it is followed by excellence. Audiences return to actors they feel are authentic. As the story continues to unfold, remember to watch for verified updates from the production and official agency channels. Between the posts, the commentary, and the memes, the truth usually reveals itself slowly, through press releases, through clarified contracts, and through the work the artists choose to share with us next. For fans, this is a moment to support the craft they love while respecting the people who bring it to life. What do you think happened behind the scenes? Was this a routine creative reshuffle or a deliberate move with career consequences? Drop your thoughts below. We read every comment and want to hear your perspective on how the industry should handle moments like this. Until next time, we'll keep following the story and bring you the confirmed facts as they arrive.